Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Mahr's Featured Product Promotion. Today we're going to be talking about the MarCator 1087R, the power of a bench amplifier in a digital indicator. Thanks again for attending. I'm George Schuetz, Director of Precision Gages at Mahr in Providence, Rhode Island. And if you have any questions during the presentation, use the chat feature and I will respond to your question after the webinar by email. So let's get going here and learn about what the Mahr 1087R digital indicator is. See how it is as powerful as a bench amplifier. Look at some of its features, talk about how it can help with data collection, see where it fits amongst your gauging applications, and then review the valuable features of the product promotion. So as you know, Mahr has a wide range of hand tools, from digital calipers and depth gauges, digital indicators, and digital micrometers. And as you can see, they're all modern looking and they're packed with lots of features meant to make your gauging needs work very smoothly. They're high quality and meant to be used out on the shop floor at the point of manufacture. And even with our promo prices, you can see that they're at or lower than many of our competitors, especially based on the value and the features they provide. We're a leader in low cost and transparent wireless data collection with our free MarCom software. And I think you'll find out we have one of the lowest cost receivers with our wireless products. As I said, we have a complete line of hand tools, from calipers, depth gauges, digital indicators, and micrometers in both standard version, wired version, and wireless versions, along with specialty calipers, specialty micrometers, bore gauges, and so forth, all at very competitive prices. So 128 innovative products, 67 of them have integrated wireless. Today we're going to specifically look at our 1087 line of digital indicators. Mahr has 24 digital indicators available. Many of them might have integrated wireless. We have some very high resolution versions and versions dedicated to doing bore gauges. And here's our full line of 1087 indicators, from the 1087R, the RI, which is the integrated wireless version, the bore gauge versions, and even a high resolution version going down to 10 millionths of an inch for our HR version. But today's promo, we're going to feature the 1087R, which has the MarConnect, the wired interface. You'll see all the features that it has is very similar to that of a bench amplifier. So let's take a look at the power of the bench amplifier in this 1087 digital indicator. Let's do a little comparison between the two. We've had a very successful product in the C1200 bench amplifier, which is a full feature bench amplifier that displays position information from a separate LVDT. The C1200 probe are basic, as with any type of these gauging systems, the probe and the amplifier are basically useless without putting it into some type of gauging or measuring system. The 1087R is also a full feature digital indicator. It displays positional information from an internal digital scale. Again, you can't do much with a 1087 unless you put it into some type of gauging instrument. Now, if you look closely at a C1200 bench amplifier, it's probe and amplifier combination. It has a ton of features. You get an analog digital display. You can reset the zero automatically, on off, of course, inch metric, reversal of the the counting direction. It has dynamics, tolerance classification, presets for doing the actual part size, selectable resolution, selectable analog resolution, a multiplication factor, data via a cable transmission, and a menu interlock. Now you look at the same features for the 1087R digital indicator. Oh, they're probably just almost identical. Same analog digital display, reset, on off, inch metric, reversal, dynamics, tolerances, preset, selectable resolutions, a multiplication factor, data output by cable transmission, menu interlock. It's based on a reference system so that you can have the power go off, but when you turn it back on again, it still remembers where that 0 was. And of course, with all our digital indicators, they have a rotating bezel. So feature for feature, the 1087 and a bench amplifier are practically the same in terms of what they're capable of doing. The only really difference is what the performance level of the products are. The C1200M compact amplifier has an LVDT probe, which is a zero-based system, and you can get some very high accuracy results with that. Resolutions down to 5 millionths, great performance, and a high speed of response. So typically when your tolerances are less than 25 microns, you're probably going to go with a bench amplifier type of measuring system. The 1087, on the other hand, is a scale-based system. It doesn't have quite the accuracy of the system. It has a longer range, which is great in terms of doing a lot more gauging and kind of measuring functions. But because of its less accuracy than a bench amplifier, you're going to be typically looking at using this for your applications are greater than 25 microns or more. So that's basically the difference between the two products is the accuracy. But in many applications, a 1087R digital indicator is going to give you the performance you need at a much more value price. So let's look at some of the key features of the MarCator 1087. The big one, of course, is the reference scale that we use. It's a scale that's, no matter if your product is on or off, it always remembers where the 0 is. So there's no need to re-zero the unit when the indicator is turned on. You can turn it on and start using it right away. It just makes for a faster setup and get ready to go to make the measurements. Of course, the 1087 has tolerances and tolerance limits, which the user can see. They're on the scale. If the product goes over range, you have an over tolerance indicator. And so this is a benefit that the user can visually see their out of tolerance conditions above the digital analog scale. This makes it a lot easier for the user to classify parts. And with an analog scale, I kind of like analog scales because they kind of give you a indication of whether that part is just bigger or larger than where the nominal value is. So you can get a sense of direction when you're making your measurements. You can get a sense of approach and so forth to your tolerance, and you can get a little bit more physical information from the measurement by looking at the analog dial. We have a lockout function so that that prevents the user from accidentally doing a re-zero or some other function while they're making a measurement. So it prevents the unintentional activation of an operating function. So you can't re-zero automatically or put it into some other mode, a min-max mode or something like that. Prevents the operator from accidentally pressing a button. Of course, dynamics is a feature that's very common in bench amplifiers, but it's also provided with the 1087R. Dynamic features are a very important function for doing TIR checks or flatness checks. Anytime that the operator wants to make a comparison of the change that the indicator is seeing on the part. So by having the dynamics built in, the user doesn't have to physically remember the max and remember the min and take the difference between the two. So therefore, it makes it easier for the operator because the indicator is going to capture that dynamic reading. So if you're measuring flatness or runout, you would use a TIR mode. If you're measuring a minimum or maximum diameter, of course, depending on the gauge, you would use the max minus min function. So these are the min or max function. So these are great features built into a bench amplifier. And these dynamics are, typically again used for a flatness measurement. With another example is the dynamic measuring for using a bore. You can see in a bore gauge, a variable bore gauge, the operator would tend to have to swing that gauge through the diameter looking for that minimum value. But the portability and the dynamics make the 1087 ideal for an instrument measuring diameters on the shop floor. Another key feature is the multiplication factor. Many gauges that use a V or maybe even a lever as part of the gauge's setup have to have a multiplication factor added to the measurement to correct for the reading. So a 3-point measuring system or a chamfer gauge that is using a V or a cone to make the measurement, they all have to incorporate a multiplier. If they didn't do that, the operator would have to take that value and either mentally or using a piece of paper calculate the result. With the multiplication factor of the 1087, that's built within the indicator itself. So for chamfer gauges with ratios and arm contacts, 36B gauges with V plates, they eliminate the user having to calculate the result to get the right reading. Another feature is changing of direction. Depending on the type of gauge that the indicator is being used with, sometimes you need to change the spindle direction to give you the right polarity of your measurement. So in a case of an adjustable bore gauge, you're probably going to use the reverse direction for its measurement because the more the contacts move in, that's going to become a smaller measurement. Where typically with an indicator, the more you push the probe in, the larger the reading gets. So for certain types of gauging applications, spindle direction determines correct reading. Height and bench gauges, normal direction, spindle in means positive reading. Internal fixed plug gauges or adjustable bore gauges, reverse reading means positive readings. So this ensures the proper polarity of the reading. With the 1087R, we're giving you MarConnect. This is the wired interface that Mahr uses. And you select the interface type by the cable that you can purchase. So you can get a USB connection that you can use USB interface boxes with if you have multiple inputs, or you can use a Digimatic type cable or the Mahr Opto RS232 type. So the great thing about this is that the cable selection determines the output format. It makes the 1087R universal for easy interface to MarConnect or most any other data collection system. And we provide free MarCom as a way of getting that information to a third-party software or some other program to collect your data. The preset function is important because it allows the operator to see the actual part size. Some customers like to use the deviation mode where they can see how much the part varies compared to the master setting. Other people like to see the actual part size of the measurement. So with the preset value, we can put the actual nominal size into the indicator, and it'll make all the readings compared to that. So basically, you can set the indicator to be used as a comparator, deviation from zero mode, or as a measuring instrument where the readout is showing the actual part sizes. So operators have their choice, the easiest for them to read. The rotating bezel is nice because you can position the display at a very easy to read orientation for the user. So this provides the best viewing angle for the customer or for the user while the gauge is being used. And of course, we have to talk about MarCom Professional, which is our free software package that allows us to take wireless or wired products into various third-party softwares like Microsoft Excel, QDOS type programs, any other Windows software. So it's a very easy way to take all of Mahr and some other products to get that data into your data collection system. And this is a free download from Mahr.com website. So this is our interface tool. It's simple to set up. You can transmit data by the send key on the cable, by a foot switch, by a keyboard control, or even by a timer. All those functions are part of the free software program. Now, where would you normally use a 1087R? Well, there's lots of different applications, and most of them are gauging type applications where we're comparing the part to a nominal master. So you can put them into a portable fixed plug gauging system like our Dimentron plug. You can use them in an adjustable ID bore gauging station. So you can use the 1087 here. And again, because of these types of gauges, you're probably going to use the reverse direction mode. They're great for fixture gauges because you can use multiple indicators all going to MarCom all at the same time, and you can control that dynamic or that measurement reading via a foot switch or a timer in the program. So as the operator starts the measuring cycle, you can rotate the part, you can collect the min, max, or TIR value of all of those indicators and the actual size at the same time. So a simple application using a part in V's or on centers is a great application for the 1087, especially with its dynamic function. For portable ID/OD gauging, the 1087 is great because it has the dynamic, so as the operator sweeps through the board to collect his max or min value, the indicator can do that and show them the actual part size. You can use it in a fixed bench gauging application for maybe doing roller threads with our 844 teeth type gauge. Again, lots of versatility and where the 1087 can be used. Other bench gauging applications could be our SM60, our precision OD gauge, where having the 50 millimeter range of the indicator with the range of the SM60, you can cover virtually the whole span of the gauge with one digital indicator. While with our bench ID/OD gauge, the 36B, you can easily switch between ID and OD measurements from 2 or 3 point gauging systems, change direction, all with the capabilities of the multiplier in the 1087. So all those features, along with our special promotion pricing, makes this Mahr's featured product promotion for the coming months. You probably received a copy of the flyer at a special value, saving over more than $120 or so. So you can get a very good discount on the price of the 1087 whether it be the 12 millimeter or the 25 millimeter version. And if you order the indicator from the promotion, you're going to get a free Mahr cup with the promotion. So it's a great opportunity to get more value when you need a powerful digital indicator. So today we discussed a family of 1087 products, what features are built into the products, and how they really match one-to-one with that of a bench amplifier. Looked at the applications where you can use the 1087, talked about wireless data collection, and because of its robustness and capabilities, it's the right choice for inspection at the point of manufacturer. And it's a great value because it's Mahr's featured product promotion. So why Mahr? Why choose Mahr for your digital indicators? Well, Mahr has lots of experience and application competence to support you, a very broad product range for industrial metrology. We have a great hand tool portfolio of wireless and wired products to help you reach Industry 4.0. Our promotional prices and high quality help you achieve the best value. And so those are some great points to consider when you're looking for gauging to solve your measurement needs. So after this webinar, we're going to send you a link to the recording of this webinar, and we'll send you the featured product promo data sheet in a PDF format. So thank you for your attention today. I hope you learned that the 1087R has all the features of a full feature bench amplifier, and it's a great product and great value for your gauging needs. Thanks again for your attention, and have a great day.